This week's big review is Ensemblia 2 from Cinematique Instruments. This is a new percussion instrument from them, running in Contact 5 player and the full version 2. It's 1.3 gigabytes compressed and contains 25 snares, 24 big drums, 27 toms and ethnic drums too. You've also got 29 cymbals, 15 shaker gongs and singing bowls, and all of these are acoustic, and you've got synth drums in there as well. There's a real mixed bag here at over 200 instruments. Also, if you purchase this quickly, within the next couple of weeks, you'll get a bonus set of percussion instruments called The Kitchen. I've tried that, it's a nice little extra. So let's get onto the interface first, and here's the basic information. There are 4 main interface pages. The first is a sequencer section with 7 tracks to load different instruments. On the mixer page, you can change, mix and edit those sounds either individually or via some mastering controls. So you've got individual control over level, panning, tuning, sample length, EQ, envelope, reverb and delay. The third page is for loading preset kits and patterns in a wide variety of genres. And the last page is for supplementary controls, such as assigning particular effects to the red key switches and for also rerouting the audio via different outputs. So let's first have a listen to the preset patterns, some of those, and some of the different kits as well. I'll also change a few of the mixing settings for the individual drum sounds so that you can hear how that works. I do also want to show you the sequencer in action and how you can change each segment to different divisions, including triplets and other variations. So let's get on to my specific opinions and takes on various aspects of the library. This is a really versatile engine, I think, and the sequencer options are ingenious here, especially being able to change the divisions of each tuplet and easily add swing. That's super easy. One thing I didn't mention yet is that you can actually have 4 completely different kits and patterns loaded and switch them with the lower key switches on the fly. That's very useful. You can also trigger each percussion sound individually with the green key switches. You can switch to half and double time too with the blue ones, and you can drop in effects on the fly with the red key switches at the top. This is all very flexible stuff and really reveals that the Cinematique team have tried to keep options open for people who prefer to use Ensemblia 2 in different ways. Now, the range of preset sounds here and riffs is extensive, although I wouldn't exactly call some of them the most up-to-date sounds. Especially the more dance and urban kits, I thought these sounded a little bit dated, to be honest. The interface is pretty drab looking, but it is clean and tidy, and I could pretty much tell without looking at the manual most of the time what the controls do. However, I would say if you're a newcomer to Contact Instruments, you might get a bit unstuck. I did have to open up the manual a few times to explain some of the key switches and also how to edit single drum hits. Maybe that's just me, but it's something I did need to check. So let me talk about the sounds themselves for a moment. Now, I can't help feel that Ensemblia 2 is trying to be a jack of all genres with its mix of organic and electronic, world and acoustic percussion. Perhaps they should have made some smaller and cheaper libraries split into these different musical genres. That's just a thought. Maybe as a result of this breadth of content and different styles, the samples themselves do come across a little bit as capable, but they're not really exciting. If I were using them in a project, I'd probably use some transient shaping, some compression, and maybe some saturation to bring them out of their shells a little bit. Some of the drum hits here I did find a little bit tame sounding, to be honest, and I can definitely see that I'd have to use some effects on them to push them up into the mix. There are many other features of Ensemblia 2 percussion that I did find useful. I'd have to say that the easy mapping of velocity to the mod wheel and the simple way that you can change the overall velocity in the sequencer did come top of my list. I also love the tryout mode where you can flick through the different drums. You can use your own patterns before you commit to choosing one. I want to also mention that there are separate playable NKI drum patches if you fancy auditioning the sounds or using Ensemblia 2 in a more standard way. So in conclusion, would I recommend Ensemblia 2? Well, yes, probably, but specifically for people who do want to easily mix traditional drum sounds with interesting glitchy effects and world percussion all together in one sequencer. However, don't forget that you'll probably have to do some external processing to get those drums mix ready. If you're looking for a particular genre of percussion, you'd probably be better off looking at alternative libraries dedicated specifically to that type of music. As it stands, Ensemblia 2 is a drum sequencing oddity that I had a lot of fun with, don't get me wrong, but personally I don't think I'd get a huge amount out of it. Do check Ensemblia 2 for yourself at the Cinematique Instruments website and let me know what you think in the comments for the video below. Thank you so much for watching. That's just a small taste of the Samplecast, a weekly podcast and YouTube show for sample library geeks and plugin enthusiasts. You can find out more information at thesamplecast.com. Don't forget to subscribe.